Here, guys, it's here. Star Wars The Force Awakens has reached theaters, and millions, if not billions of people are getting to experience it, and I was fortunate enough to watch it last night ahead of all of you guys. Sorry to rub in your face. I had to do that. I apologize. But anyways, guys, first of all, I just want to apologize to those of you that have texted me asking me, how was Star Wars 7? Have you seen it yet? I apologize. I kind of wanted to get this review out, and then I'll answer you guys' text. But anyways, Star Wars The Force Awakens. Saw an IMAX 3D, got to the theater 3 hours early, bought the tickets 2 months ago, and I am so glad that I did, because this was a mob house. I have seen so many opening films, but I have never seen it this crowded. It was crazy, the amount of Star Wars people that were there. It was crazy, just the amount of people in general. And it was great because I don't just analyze films, I also analyze people. And I noticed that there wasn't a certain age range. It was everyone. There was little kids, there was teenagers, there were old people, there were really old people. It was just phenomenal to watch and experience that. And then actually watching the film was also a great experience. But I want to talk about the premise a bit. And no spoilers. I refuse to do spoilers. You will never see me spoil this film for someone. Anyways, the premise. Basically, a stormtrooper played by, I think I'm pronouncing it right, John Boyega. He is basically a stormtrooper, and he starts to gain a conscience. He wants to actually make a difference in the world. He wants to help people. He doesn't want to kill people the way a stormtrooper does. And what happens is, the stormtroopers capture Oscar Isaac's character, but John Boyega breaks Oscar Isaac out, and they accidentally land on a planet. Well, crash on a planet. But anyways, they accidentally separate. They part their ways. And what happens is you then meet Daisy Ridley. And Daisy Ridley, have you guys heard of her? Nope. Have I heard of her? Nope. Not until this movie. Now I'll be watching her in other movies because she will be getting a lot of roles because of how great she did in this film. But she meets John Boyega's character, and together they go on an adventure. And that's all I'm going to say because you guys need to go into this film as open as possible. And to start off the positives of this film, guys, this film is so much fun. I have not seen a film this much fun since Mad Max Fury Road, which came out in May. So it's been like 7 months since I've had a fun time with movies. In fact, 20 minutes into this film, I had goosebumps because of the space battle, the first space battle that occurred, because it was just so, like, overwhelming. It was a great feeling. Like, you felt like you were actually in outer space getting to witness this space battle, this loud space battle with loud sounds, and of course, excellent editing because it's Star Wars after all. The cast was great. I loved how they had unknown actors. The unknown actors were a great asset of the film because you weren't watching the film saying, I've seen that person before. What movie was that person in again? No, you weren't saying that because you had never seen the person before, so you were able to see that person as a character, a three-dimensional character, one that you care about, one that you watch and can relate to, and I liked that. The cast from the original Star Wars trilogy, it wasn't paycheck rules for them either. They actually played three-dimensional characters, well-rounded ones at that. The directing this film, J.J. Abrams was great at directing this film. I mean, he directed the last two not Star Wars, I almost said Star Wars, I apologize. He directed the last 2 Star Trek films, and he just shines through this film. His style is brought to this film too, lens flares aside, and it shows because he knows where to put the camera. A lot of wide-angle shots so you can see what is going on during the action scenes. And the action scenes in this film are exhilarating, a lot of fun. And they also have comedy in this film that isn't stupid the way the prequel trilogy had it. Thankfully, it didn't revert back to the prequel trilogy. I almost had a heart attack when I actually started laughing at the film because I was like, that's not stupid, that's actually funny. Like, that's something you can actually say to someone. I just love that. There isn't a Jar Jar Binks character in this film. Everyone is fleshed out. But on top of that, guys, I think one of the greatest things in this film, and I've said that there's a lot of greatest things in this film, but one of the greatest things is the usage of practical effects. Nothing in this film is really CGI. A lot of it they actually built. They use miniature models. They use tricky effects, which is brilliant. However, I've mentioned in other reviews that CGI effects, I'm not against it. I'm not. I just think when a film oversaturates it with it, becomes noticeable, and then you as a viewer get taken out of the film because you're like, well, it's fake, so why am I still watching it? But this film doesn't feel fake. You are drawn into this universe. You're drawn into the universe not because of the old characters either. You're drawn into the universe because of the new characters, ones that are hoping to bring their adventure further up. And I liked that, guys. Now, I'm mentioning a lot of positives, and that's because there are a lot of positives in this film. However, there are a couple negatives, and I think the main one is that this is a very, very familiar story. For For a while, I was able to accept that. However, I kind of got to a point where I was like, it's a little bit too much. It's a little bit too familiar to the original Star Wars trilogy in some regards. Nonetheless, guys, if you take that out, it's still a good film. It's a fun film. One that you will take your family to see and will enjoy with them, guaranteed. Please see it in theaters, guys. And as for a rating, 4.5 out of 5-star rating. Not a flawless film, but a great film nonetheless to experience in theaters and rewatch with your kids, your grandparents, your parents. Take everyone. Take the whole family. Pay for the whole theater. Pay for the whole theater to see. It's a great movie to see in theaters. Please see it in theaters, guys. And as always, thank you very much for watching. And if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button. And any questions or comments, comment.